I mean, you just have to come.
You have to, or else, a school gets shot up.
Exactly. You go nuts.
All right, now let me run this by you because this has been gnawing at my craw, whatever that means. So I live in this hood now.
You do live in a hood.
Matt Ruby lives a couple blocks down, my old pal. One of the first guys. Veter's the first comic I ever met in New York, made friends. Ruby's number 2.
That's funny because Ruby was my first friend. Me, Soder, and Ruby. Isn't that a funny team? That was the big 3.
That's queer. So Ruby's here. So now we're living near each other like old times. I said, let's hang. So we go to lunch every now and then. We do writing sessions at the coffee shop, whatever. So we ride home to the train together from the cellar. We're utilizing.
Sure.
So he goes, hey, what do you think about a writing session? 1:30 Mocha Joe. I go, book it. So we head over there. Me and him, we're going at it. We're getting some juice. We're really flowing with the writing. What do you got? What do you got? We're cooking. Hey, that's a good, let me write that down. Now I throw out what Louis C.K. calls a long shot. You know those?
Sure.
He did a pod where he said he has like his writing, and then he has what he calls long shots, where he's like, these will never work, but I think they're funny.
Yeah, let me try.
Yeah. So I go, let me throw a long shot at you. And it's a crazy bit. Basically, the bit is comparing OnlyFans. Women get harassed so they can empower themselves by making money off of it.
Sure.
Black guys or Jews or gays get discriminated against. Wouldn't it be nice if it was only hate?
Hey.
Like, hey, you want to call me the N-word, pay $5 and you can say it to my face.
Okay.
So now you're taking the power back.
I like that.
That's the premise.
I like that. I
Thank
like it
you.
as a premise.
I'll see where it goes. But that's a long shot because it's a crazy idea. So I'm fleshing this bit out. Ruby's like, this, maybe say that, this is something. And we're getting all amped up. We're getting into it. And this lady, one table over at the coffee shop goes,
oh boy,
excuse me. And we're like, oh, because your first thought is, oh, someone's listening to us?
right?
This is awkward. So I was like, oh, were we too loud? Sorry, what's up? And she goes, I think I have an idea for your bit.
What?
I think I know why it's not working.
What?
And you're like, it's very jarring and very, what do you call it when someone breaks into your house? It's,
you should know.
That's true.
Intrusive.
Very intrusive. So you're already a little ashamed and a little embarrassed. Like, you were listening to all that?
My worst nightmare.
Yeah. So I go, yeah. She goes, I think your bit's not working because it's stupid. And I was like, oh, geez.
God, I love this lady.
I was like, we're in. Okay, it's on. So I was like, what? What do you're jarring. It's jarring. So I was like, what? Huh? What are you talking about? She goes, well, this is the problem. You're comparing OnlyFans basically to lynching. So now I'm like, oh, you're a crazy person. When no one mentioned anything about lynching, this is all an online thing. It's a joke. First of all, we're working on a joke.
People really throw lynching out there.
They throw lynching out. So
it's a big throw.
Huge
That's
throw.
A double-armed toss.
Yes, big noose.
Who's the big fat guy at your door, by the way?
I think that's the wife's dad just showed up.
Oh, Jesus.
So this
handsome guy.
This pod's ruined, but the fat guy's not her dad.
Okay.
But so I was like, whoa. Now I've been in this situation before where the young thinks she knows everything and has to yell at you.
Sure.
So I used to be like, no, you don't understand. And I used to try to explain and rationalize, which never has worked once in history.
Right.
And so I just go, whoa, what's the problem? Blah, blah, blah. And she's like, well, first of all, not all women do OnlyFans. And I was like, I never said they did. And she goes,
not all women do OnlyFans.
And
Less
I go,
than 1% of women do OnlyFans.
And I go, what do you know about OnlyFans? And she goes, well, I think I know more than you because I'm a woman. And I'm like, well, I'm on OnlyFans. Like, I'm a member or a subscriber. And I go, are you on OnlyFans? And her whole face changed. She was like, and she took super offense, like I was calling her a whore.
Whoa.
And I go, whoa. She's like, how dare you say that to me? I'm like, whoa, what's wrong with being on OnlyFans? Sex work is real work. Now I'm flipping it on her.
The old flipperoo.
What's good for the goose is good for the... So I go, yeah, wow, you're really talking down to these OnlyFans. You're some kind of elitist. You think you're better than these people? And she was like, well, no. And I got her. I got her on the ropes.
All right.
So I go, yeah, what the hell is your problem? You think you're better than these guys? You think you condescend to them? You belittle them? How dare you? These are real women trying to make a living, and you're making them feel like shit. You think you're better than them? And she was like, no, blah, blah. Closed her laptop, walked away.
All right. That's one for the good guys.
Yeah.
Beat it, lady.
But insane, right?
Also, stop listening to my bit. I mean, I don't want anyone listening to me, but first of all,
I said
why
that
are you
too.
saying that you're listening? That's crazy.
I know. I go, why are you listening to my conversation? He goes, well, you guys are being very loud. That was her answer.
You are a little.
She got me there. I was worked up with the bit. We were making some headway.
That's why I hate writing in public. I'm talking like that.
I know. Never again.
Yeah.
But here's what bugs me about the whole thing, and we've talked about this before. She left in a huff, as you do. She's gonna walk out in the street, find her dumb, blue-haired, fat friend, and go, I really confronted these two racists at the coffee shop today because I'm a hero, da-da-da. And you're like, you're so far off, you have no idea what you're talking about, and now we're racist because you're an idiot.
And it's a joke. It's a silly bit. It's a long shot, silly bit. It's funny, and you're like, well, I'm not being real about any of this.
I'm not doing anything.
I'm goofing.
Yeah, I'm putting a premise together with a punchline, and then I'll move on with my life. There's nothing happening in the world. I'm not holding anybody down. I'm not perpetuating a stereotype. I'm not hurting a marginalized group. I'm working on a zinger.
You're entertaining.
Yeah, so that just drives. And you know what what really bugs me about this shit is when people go, race isn't funny. Racism isn't funny. And you're like, well, of course it isn't. But I make it funny.
Right.
Toothbrushes aren't funny. But Seinfeld has a toothbrush bit that's funny. We make things funny. I hate when people go, hey, talking about fat people isn't funny. Well, tell that to John Panette and Louis Anderson and all the fat comics who made a career off being fat and talking about it.
Well, also, ignorance is funny, though.
Of course.
I mean, it is funny.
Yeah.
It's like when a guy's like, hey, I can't go down there. They got blacks in there. That's hilarious.
That's the whole
I'm
show.
Like, you're a moron.
Yeah, people walking by. That's what we're doing. We're faking ignorance. I mean, All in the Family is the whole show is that.
Exactly. That's every single punchline.
Exactly, and it's a great show. Emmy Award winning.
Oh, yeah, big time. I think it won Peabody. Who is Peabody, by the way? Is it Jerry Peabody, Dave Peabody?
Yeah, it's a good question.
Who's
Jeff
Peabody?
I don't know. Johnny P.
Big award. I don't know much about it.
Big award. There's that, and then who's Nobel?
Oh, yeah. I think he's Swedish, right? Or French, Denmark, Finland.
Yeah, slow Google.
Who's Nobel?
Okay, we got Peabody.
Who's Peabody? That's where Gary Gulman's from, Peabody, Mass.
That's true.
George Foster Peabody, an American businessman and philanthropist who significantly contributed to the University of Georgia.
Oh, all right. Go
okay.
Dogs.
How about that? Peaches.
There you go.
Okay. Well, yeah, there's Peabody, there's Nobel, there's Pulitzer.
Pulitzer, that's big. That's a writer.
Pulitzer.
That's a writer one.
Yeah. So I had to get that off my chest because it just drives me crazy because you go, you're so wrong, but you can never tell them because they're worked up, so the emotions are high, and they'll never go, shit, that was bad.
Well, it's literally psychotic. I mean, it's a private conversation, and you're just an asshole. And I don't get the thing of like, nailed him. I got him. But yeah, she's telling the story somewhere. I wonder if she knows it. Do you think she knew who you were?
No, I was feeling out that she had no idea. And I also thought, is she like an open micer? But she knew nothing about comedy or anything. And I don't think she knew who I was either. But yeah, it's just, even if we were at a coffee shop and I heard two people like, so we're going to take the Jews. We're going to round them up. We're going to put them in an incinerator. I would just go, you're not going to believe what I heard earlier.
Right.
I wouldn't even go, excuse me, excuse you. Right. Let me pipe in here.
Well, you shouldn't, because they'd be like, this guy's a Jew for sure.
That's true. That's true.
Get up one.
Yeah.
God, I mean, that is one of the craziest things I've heard in a long time. But that's the big fear of writing in a coffee shop or in public. That's why I'm always fucking whispering so much.
But this is why I want to bring your show back.
In consideration.
Yes. This show needs to exist. Even if we were talking about this earlier. Just like People's Court, there's Petty Court.
Right.
Where you just show up and go, I was at a coffee shop, I was doing a bit, she yelled at me, who's right, who's wrong?
Right. Well, it's not, same with the movie theater lady that gives the finger.
Who's right, who's wrong?
I think that would be a unanimous, she's going to the chair or whatever.
Fry that whore.
Unbelievable. I mean, that is truly unbelievable.
Quite the coos.
This guy's taking a real professional video of
taking
the
a video
neighbors.
of another person's house.
Yeah, he's got a headset on and everything. He's really getting in there.
Not our house, thank God, but
no, if he turns around, he'll really get a Christmas turkey.
Gobble gobble.
I mean, I get it. That would be like, you can't even go back to that coffee shop again.
Oh, I'm going back because we kicked her out. We stood our ground, and she eventually left. And also, stuff like that, I used to sit with it for weeks and just be like, what the f***? I'm in the shower like that. Crazy coos, Jesus Christ. And now I have no thoughts about it.
I can tell you're over it.
Wow.